What do you say there?
What? Okay, greetings YouTube. We're having a nice iced white mocha here for the afternoon. And we have ourselves a Miele Red Velvet. The first Red Velvet, which is a 558. And request to do a 500 series machine, but this is the 500 series machine. This is one of the last 500 series that was made. It was a premium model. This shares some of the components from the Blue Moon and the Silver Moon that we all know as kind of duds. There was a, I'll call it a recall because it wasn't a safety issue, but there was a service notification saying that the hose needed to be replaced because this, I'm going to demonstrate for you, it caused to shut off. So the way this works, sometimes during use, this hose will cause it to shut off. We do this basically until we get it to shut off. And there we go. It has shut off by itself. So if your hose has numbers here instead of just that, probably has issues. They went through 5 revisions of this hose before they actually took the swivel out. That still didn't fix the issue. The issue is there's no... Yes, these contacts get dirty. The issue is how this communicates with it. On newer Miele's and every other vacuum brand, there will be 4 wires here. We have 3 wires here. 2 are hot. 1 is a digital communication signal to the machine, and it shares the ground with like this, so it doesn't quite always ground right. You have a circuit board in here communicating, basically transmitting to this stuff in here. Anyways, it never quite worked right out of the box, and this is one of the few Miele's that I don't recommend and would say don't fix this. But the gentleman who owns this is very passionate about his Red Velvet. And this is not to be confused with the S6 Red Velvet that actually was Red Velvet. This has like a rubberized paint on it. Now the other issue we know about with the 500 series is customers like to rip and break the cord reel. It's not as strong as some of the other Miele cord reels, but it is not a weak cord reel either. So what we're going to do is jiggle the cord, make sure it's alright. And it's alright. Gosh, that motor does not sound good. And I'm going to show you the next thing that's going on with us. Well, it sure doesn't look genuine. And it's not. You can see the Miele bags have this plastic collar, and they're rather thick material versus this very thin material.
Hey, Tony!
So you can see just how bad this all is, how dusty and inside. Alright, so we're going to continue this service. So as always, not always, but most of the time I like to wash and just see the dust. And what's interesting about this one is you can see the customer lit this on fire at some point and burned their thing. They've got the spring out of place too, so presumably to put that in right, they thought they had to heat it up, which is kind of a strange. It's all hot here. Maybe it was hot ashes. I'm not sure. That's kind of a weird one. burned it. Alright. Right? Alright. So, that's an interesting thing. So, 500 series can take a HEPA filter or pad filter. Of course, they've got a pre-motor filter where the post-motor filter should be. Just a filter grill, really simple. Again, don't try this at home. Bring this to your authorized dealer. Don't fuck your vacuum up at home. I'm definitely not going to be responsible, so don't be asking me, where do I buy this tool, what chemical I'm using. No, this is just to show you what we should do, what should be done. So you can see this is pretty bad. This lid has been broken off here, which I've personally done on a Miele vacuum when vacuuming out a vehicle. That can happen. Wind can blow or something, and car door can hit that and break that off. So that will need to be washed. Alright. So these could be Phillips or they could be a Torx 20. Again, they made this machine for a while, the Solaris 500 series Miele. So we're gonna pull off one screw. And then, I know you guys cringe on YouTube every time I do this, but that is how that comes off. It doesn't hurt the machine at all. So we can continue to see other things that are strange. We can see that this says US Japan version. Nice. Kind of a note, this one of the machines, you can see there's a micro switch here. And what that does is when you park the tools, it activates this mechanical thing, activates that, and shuts the vacuum off. Kind of a cool feature. Only the high-ender Miele's have it. They cut this on the 200 series line and put it in the intake. Brilliant. And this is a machine that can have two different motors. It could have a Vortec motor, or it could have that older, bigger Miele motor that I discussed before. And a lot of people really like these. They're fairly lightweight. The shape of this elongated shape made this thing maneuver very, very well on three wheels. So the straight suction one is just like a feather when you do it. So again, you guys on YouTube hate when I do this, but it's Donkey Kong time. I was discussing with another Miele tech how to open these, and we both concluded that a light tap with a rubber mallet is the safest thing actually for the machine. So yeah, we can see that there's dust in here. That's going to get washed. Next, we have in here the motor. Okay. So now, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is more burning right there. I don't know what happened that was burned. There's not a hole, it's not hurting it structurally or anything, it's just bizarre. That's not normal, that's customer use. Anyway, so we're just gonna continue breaking this bitch down. So we're gonna pull this off. And the cord reel has a rubber tube on this one that self-vacuums with, and the wire harness is actually ordered separately on this one, but it can come off as one piece. So with a cord reel, you can see that there's not a gap here, but we checked for a gap here if a customer overpulled and broke this post. As you can see, there's just stuff everywhere. This poor Miele. We are going to pull out the motor. And this is a retrofit motor. This was the original motor, but Miele, in interest of saving money, when they went to the new motor design, they changed the board, and you can see how this is. So instead of the board being separate it's actually one piece with this red thing on here because this was originally meant to have. Oh, there it is. Originally, this motor would have been in there. This big. You can see that this motor is much larger in size, and this fits in there like a glove. All right, so it's got a Vortec motor in it for usual motor insulation. Again, nasty. So we're gonna wash this. We're gonna clean this. You guys have all seen me wash a machine. I'm not gonna sit here and make you do that. So I will continue this video once it's been washed. All right, everything's washed and drying. You can see this white stuff right here where I'm shining at the flashlight. This has all been burned away by said customer. Not normal, but let's put it together. So we've got a, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put that in because they burned that up. So that's new. We've got our insulation here to quiet things down. Now the older Mieles and the lower end Mieles, they don't put any extra plastic around the motor for sound dampening. Even though this was one of the top of the line, it still doesn't have that. My gasket looks kind of white and dry. I don't like that. So we're going to revitalize the gasket with a little bit of furniture polish. Just a little bit of that in there. That helps a lot. So we're going to do that. Plug just goes in there. Again, you can see the melted crap. Alright. Now this gasket here, sometimes it's here when you take it off. I can do the same thing here. I will just always leave it wherever it is. There's no reason to fuck with it. And the cord reel. So as we're doing this, maybe you guys should see this. So what we're doing, this cord goes on here, and very nicely, we're going to tilt the camera. You see there, there's a place for it to be tucked in right there, so we're going to do that. Tuck it all nicely around. Alright, reconnect the self-vacuuming cord reel vacuum. Excellent. Oh, okay. See a bit of red marks here And those are from, this has got that rubberized paint. So it's black, and then they painted this with this rubberized textured paint. And it makes it look dirty in some areas, even when the unit's clean, because that paint isn't evenly sprayed around the corners, because it doesn't need to be. It only needs to be evenly sprayed where the customer's going to see it. But again, that looks like dirt, but that's just the paint. Again, just the paint. Kind of a weirdness to it. On this unit, we actually have a screw right here that's going directly into the cord reel, holding the cord reel. So the cord reel actually holds part of the cover together. Kind of a strange thing, but good use of interlocking pieces. And this is really when Miele started to get popular in the US, so these 500 machines. When I got into the industry, the lowest end Miele at the time that they made was an S558 Red Mango. It was $7.49, and that was considered a deal for a Miele back then. It was just such a deal. It came with a small 236 power head. Now we've gotten to be. Now you can get a full-size power head. As of right now, of course, this could change at any minute. For $5.99, you get a full-size power head and the entry-level machine. So it's really kind of changed up some stuff. I guess it wasn't when I first got in the industry. It's when I first started selling and working at a Miele dealership. That's good. This piece nice and clean. This is the control panel. You'll notice that there is no slider or push button or anything here, because it's all done in the hose on this machine. And yes, you must hit it like that for it to work. This also had a auto reverse button. What that does is make the cord reel not lock. Anyways, it broke a lot of cord reels. They took it off for vacuums, but it was a feature. It was only on the high-end Miele at the time. And another one of those kind of innovation things that went away later. We now have this one-touch cord reel that's on the newer series of Miele, where you just touch it once and it sucks it back in. It's kind of cool. A lot more durable. Definitely say Miele's got their cord reels got a lot more durable after this model. Alright, let's put some genuine bags and filters in here. So we've got genuine bags and filters. Just put this on here. Alright. So one of the most common mistakes I see here with the Miele are non-genuine bags, and then I think then one of the other things we see a lot of. I'm going to tilt the camera, excuse the shake. There's still some burn stuff in there. Sorry, being a little bit of a perfectionist. Just bugs me that shit was so burned on here. I don't know. They must have vacuumed a fireplace with this. Alright, so going back to the filters. You get 2 of them in the box. You change them every 4 bags. One of which is coarse. One of which is fine and says clean air. And you can kind of see the difference between them. People like to mix them up and go wherever. That is so bad for the vacuum. So the coarser one goes on the intake. And there are always numbers on here with the corresponding model saying where to cut. If your model is not on here, you don't cut the filter. 5 and 600 series, you don't cut the filter at all. Those just sit right in there and go right in there. So we're just going to put that in. Alright. Put the bag in. I don't recommend these, but the owner of this store wishes to have scent tabs, so a scent tab will go in the machine. Alright. Still looks kind of dirty and bleh. Now the hose is not connected, so I'll turn right on. Alright. Pull some of these paint marks off it. Alright, we got that looking like new. And we have, yep, as I said, the Miele parts box, which is super nice. The identification layout in almost every language. Something I noticed is there's no Japanese or Chinese languages on here. I guess they sell them completely different things, or maybe they don't buy vacuums from Miele. Who knows? Comment below if you know about that. So, German part number, UPC, American part number, description, model, description. So we got the hose, nicely packaged. At the beginning of the video I tried to describe this, so I'm going to describe it now. If you have a hose that looks like this, with the numbers on it, you probably will have to get yourself a hose that looks like this without the numbers on it, and that's pinned in place, does not turn, versus this turning. Now this still swivels, but again this part no longer. So again, get yourself the newer revision of the hose that actually works. We pull that off, connect this, power. Now, motor is what it is. Granted, it's had the wrong bags, and there's the whole hot ash thing. As always, please like, subscribe, and comment below.